Okay, probably this is the question. There are actually two questions. I'm going to combine this together because they are almost same. Can AI replace programmers? Can AI take over the world? Okay, so these are the two questions. I'd give you a chance. Anybody can start.
Yeah, I'd be happy to start if that's all right. You know, my master's degree was in computer science, but my concentration was in machine learning and AI. So I touched on quite a few of the AI concepts, and the first thing that I took away was that I don't personally believe AI is as far along as people believe. I think that fundamentally computers are a little bit flawed. Like, computers are programmed by humans for them to work effectively in the short term. And I think that there are going to be incredible advancements, but if you look at like the Turing test, you know, over 50, 60 years, it still has not been solved, which was supposed to be like the most fundamental like test of computer intelligence. And this is something that they thought would take 5 years. It ended up taking 10 years. It ended up taking 20, 50 years now. And to me, all of these AI advancements, you look at chess, you look at Go, they've taken slightly longer than anyone would have expected. And so if we're talking about like autonomous vehicles, we're talking about true AI singularity, I think that they will probably come, but I don't expect them to come in my own personal lifetime. Just because the general trend has been that in AI, things move slightly slower than what people project. You know, from my perspective, I think that we should be careful. I'm not sure where I stand on the AI replacing programming. I think that that's happening a little bit already. I mean, you look at like PyCarrot, for example, right? Or Data Robot. You know, they're these software platforms that take care of some of the data science pipeline. But there's always going to be further steps that you can take on a programming side or an implementation side. It's like, you know, people still have to build these platforms. People still have to program these things. And as new data science algorithms or machine learning algorithms come out, people are going to have to program them so they're useful in these other places. So I think my short answer to that is, in our lifetimes, I don't think that we will see AI take over the world, but we will see some elements of programming absorbed by AI. But there will always be data science or programming roles, at least for the next 20 or so years, in my personal opinion.
Dhaval, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with Ken that in probably our lifetime, it's not going to happen. But we have to be open about all the possible things that can happen. For example, if you're looking at genetic algorithms, I attended one seminar and that person showed how how using genetical algorithm, AI can write a program to produce Fibonacci series. Now that to me is pretty fascinating. So AI can write a program which can produce Fibonacci series using genetic algorithms. So that much is there right now. That has become a reality. Many thinkers like Elon Musk has raised these concerns about AI taking over the world, and we of course need a lot of regulations around it. There was an incident where Facebook, I think, had a chatbot which started talking in a language that they did not understand, and they had to shut it down. So there are these kind of incidents happening. But my whole take is, while AI is evolving, we as humans are also evolving. Okay, so we will always be superior, but we need definitely a tight government regulations. If you are in data science field, we need to be ethically very, very responsible to tackle such issues.
Thank you, Dhaval. Shannon?
Yeah, so I agree with both that, I mean, anytime soon it's not going to take over the world like in Terminator, but I believe that AI will be augmenting our abilities. So the other day I saw this commercial from Microsoft and then a couple of years ago from Google Glass, right? You put on the glass and then you get to see like information in an augmented way. So I believe that it will help you. So if you're a medical doctor or you're a radiologist, it will help you to perform surgery better. If you're a mechanic, it'll provide you the details that you need, right? Or it could provide you like just-in-time information, right? You could just think of it and it'll automatically I mean, not even think. You could just dictate and it'll search the internet, kind of like Alexa or Google, right? So I believe that it will augment our abilities. Yeah. So it probably wouldn't take over us. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. So what I would like to say is that, as Dhaval said, say AI, whatever things that we are developing, basically a programmer is developing to make some of his tasks, which he used to do in a longer way, a little bit easy, right? So similarly, as we go ahead, more new things will be coming up, more programmers will be coming up with something new that will actually help to make the previous task much more easier. That is how I think AI will be getting involved. But again, as Dhaval also said, he gave some examples with respect to Facebook, the bots that started communicating with its own language, and suddenly that ethic thing came and they shut down that whole program. So this thing will already be happening. They'll try to work towards this. They'll try to provide a wonderful solution. But one thing to note is that, again, the programmer will also be getting upskilled, whereas the AI will be becoming more advanced. So that is what I think. If you want to add any more points, you can definitely add, guys.
I would add. You guys know about this Joe Rogan's podcast that was with Elon Musk, where he was drinking whiskey and smoking weed. That made a big news in media. And one thing people missed from that podcast is everyone just focused on Musk, drinking whiskey and smoking weed, but no one paid attention to his whole Neuralink talk. He has this startup called Neuralink, where he's trying to do the exactly same thing that Channing you mentioned, which is augmenting human capabilities with technology. Now, if you look at us, we are already, there is a term for it. I was trying to find it. I couldn't find it. We are already human, or I forgot the term, but we are
Humanoid?
already,
Humanoid?
humanoid, yeah, something like that, where you are augmented by technology. We are augmented by technology already. You have cell phones, right? And you can go to pretty much any destination using your Google Maps. So you cannot do it with your brain. So you are already augmented. With Neuralink, Elon Musk is trying to take that to one step further, because our communication or our interface with these devices is still very, very primitive. You have to type. You can do voice communication, but it is considered to be very, very slow. What if you can, let's say this headphone, I can plug it to my head and it can read my thoughts, and it can maybe write program, or it can take me to wherever I want to go. Elon Musk is trying to do this thing with Neuralink, and he has an interesting product coming up pretty soon. So with that, what will happen is, now it's not like AI fighting AI versus human. It is like AI versus human plus AI, because humans are augmented by AI. So that way, you kind of, I think you are always ahead in the game.
Well, there's actually a really
Amazing.
good example of that when it comes to chess. So in chess, I think it was Deep Blue that was the first to beat a Kasparov, who's a grandmaster. But an AI versus a human plus an AI, the human plus AI almost always comes out on top in chess. Well, a grandmaster, not just like a random human. And so like that combination of human and computer intelligence is, as you mentioned, almost always ahead. And that's like a very concrete example of that happening.
Amazing, guys. Yes.
Yeah,
yes, Chen.
I would like to add some small detail. Like at our university, there was another researcher from a faculty of engineering. So they have been working on this thing called brain-computer interface. So I think that's what Dhaval was mentioning, probably the Neuralink. So at the interface of the brain and computer, so they created this electrode. So it's kind of like a cap. So you put on it, and so they tested this on a handicapped person on a wheelchair. And so this device that they put on has electrodes, and so it is controlled by their thought. And then the wheelchair will move, like forward, backward, turn left, turn right, based on the thought of the person on the wheelchair, without them even controlling or talking. Yeah, so it is slowly getting there. So probably we have to optimize.
This is the next thing that is definitely going to come up, and yes, it is going to create wonders. So yes, guys, we have covered almost all the questions that were asked in the previous session for many of you all. And probably let's plan every weekend once, we'll tell the viewers, you can ask any questions in this video. We'll pick up that, then probably in the next weekend, the Dhaval can actually do this, and again, he can actually upload in his channel. Similarly, Chanin can also upload this. So one week by week, what do you say, guys? Is it a good idea?
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I agree. I might have to take a week off because I'm moving soon, but aside from that, I should be good to go. Yeah.
We're just planning to do it on weekends if possible.
Perfect.
So
Yeah.
whenever you are free, we can actually decide
Let's
that
do it.
time and probably. To the viewers, guys, you can ask any questions. We'll pick up those questions and probably we'll again do a podcast. Probably this video is all about guidance towards data science. So what are things, do's and don'ts? Probably most of the queries that you actually have, will try to resolve it. So thank you guys for giving your wonderful time. I know you all are busy people, but you are able to give time. You are able to give time for contributing to the data science community, which is pretty much important. And probably Dhaval has joined us in this group probably for the first time. Ken and Chanin have already done this kind of podcast. So probably from next weekend, again, Dhaval will be continuously coming up. I hope, Dhaval, right?
Yeah, I will be coming up. Actually, last weekend was my wife's birthday, and I promised her that your gift would be I would not touch my cell phone and a computer. So I knew this session was happening. I was very excited about it, but there is more important things in life than YouTube or data science.
Yeah, right. As
Definitely.
Google knows more about you than your wife, as you said. Okay, so guys, one more thing, viewers, please do subscribe our channels. We are working really, really hard, to contribute to the data science community. All the link of Ken, of Chanin, Chanin has a channel which is called as Data Professor. Ken has with his own name. Dhaval has his channel with the name of Codebasics. All the link of the channel will be given in the description.